Hey there folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Game Badger and today we've got the next episode of Empyrion Galactic Survival. Uh, Now, rather amusingly, I came down here, if you watched the last episodes, we came down onto the planet because we were told to come down in a small vessel, which we did. I made assumptions based on that, which turned out to be completely false. Uh, to see where we were going, I did a little test play because I was concerned about the lack of available resources. And I was able to bring the capital ship into the atmosphere. So, my bad on that. Now, the next stage of the storyline is we need to investigate a shuttle mission to the moon of Boreas. So, we're going to head back up. We're going to dock up with the capital, with the primary ship. And once we're up at the ship, I'm actually going to take 5 out. We need to do a little bit of inventory management, or at least creating some extra boxes. We'll do that. And then we shall get on with the storyline. And find... we parts really close to the atmosphere. So, okay. Let's orient there. It's okay, we're on the other side by the looks of it. Okay, successfully dock up. Now, I'm just going to kill the power here entirely. Back in the main ship. So we don't really need to be keeping the power on in the SV just so that we can keep food from going bad. We can turn the lights on, turn the power on here and everything. Now, we're short on containers for sorting things out. So like I said, we're just gonna create a little bit more storage capacity. Um, where's the boxes? There we go. On our initial trip back here, I thought I was running with all of my pentaxid used up. Luckily, we still have 95 raw pentaxid. I think I made the decision to not use it all so I could make some ammo for the laser rifle. But we're in a bit of a pinch. We don't have a ready supply of anything. So we're just going to burn off the rest of our fuel. Well, the rest of our raw pentaxid, turn it into fuel. Where's the pentaxid tank? There we go. So that we can get where we need to be. Pentaxid refines. 50. So 50 will make 100. That'll still leave me 45 for. Well, that's a good place to be at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna deal with some of this stuff here. Now, I'm 40,000 over my CPU usage. It doesn't stop anything from working. It creates an inefficiency which resolves itself by power usage. The power usage goes up beyond what's normal. I don't know the exact calculation on it, but I would base it on the lack of efficiency that to do anything, we're using 13% more fuel for any one thing. Given how many engines we've got on this, that's actually potentially a lot of fuel. Or 87% efficiency. I'm going to guess we're about 13%, maybe even more. resources being taken up in our fuel. So I'd like to bring this down for the moment. We've created a lot of fuel. I don't know why that's there. We've got a lot of fuel in the output box. We've got over 2,700 there. That's good enough for a little while. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick up these. I'm going to link to that box, and I'm going to pick up these to bring them off the CPU just to buy a little bit more. Now that we're still over, but it's only by 545. I'm going to immediately go back over it again, but on this occasion it's so that we can get some boxes down. We're going to put these large construction boxes, mostly because I like them. There we go. They work quite well in the space. Luckily, they're directly below the drill turret. So I mean, if I lose these boxes, I'm in more trouble than just losing boxes. So it shouldn't be too big of an issue, especially with the shields. We'll fix that up. Fortunately, taking damage there. I think I took damage there when I got shot at while the back door was open. And we'll put... can't quite... Yeah, well, I'll take them all the way down. Right, so that's 10 more boxes. That's gotta be enough. And the easiest way to sort them, just auto group everything. And then if you're looking at the box you want to name, press P. As long as you're relatively close, it's going to be fine. You'll be able to go straight in on it. This way you can name them individually, which I do like to do. These are just going to be generic cargo boxes for the moment. And the reason I tend to put a number before them is you can, like most systems, they automatically sort in the logistics alphanumerically. And that's not always the way you want your boxes to be sorted. So I just force the sorting by you forcing a number in front. I mean, you can't do anything about the connected boxes and things like that. Things that are connected to things that are connected to your like processors, they always go to the top. After that, it's numbers. So you can force your selection where on the list of your logistics is that box going to appear, just by numbering them or being specific on your naming convention. Gargo? What the hell is Gargo? Cargo makes more sense. Only a little bit more, but more sense. So plenty of cargo and loot. And buy weapon, armor things, like actual suits of armor, but that'll mostly be taken up with the armor pack things, the upgrades. Yeah, no, that was spelled right the first time. Vendor crash. That leaves this last one. In fact, I'll rename vendor trash to trade items, because I was going to rename this trade items, but they end up in the same place. So, hover bikes, because I do actually want to have a collection of them. I'll just stick them there and get them out of the way, and it'll be fine. A medium armor. Oh, that's very valuable. Right, so take this stuff out, hold it. I don't ever care about pistol rounds. Like, not ever. Right, so dump off the resources. That is better. Armor. hover bikes do actually weigh. Each one is like 100. That does. You let it stack enough, that will actually come and bite you in the rear. We have 2 fridges. So what we're gonna that's right. Cargo 4 is not cargo 4. I forgot about that. Cargo 4 is going to be med supply. Now that we have a little bit of extra space, the meds don't perish. They don't actually need to be in the fridge, right? Take the meds out of here. This will become like not food, but sources. Right. Fridge, crafting. Right. And we'll set. So we're going to put our ingredients in one fridge, and when it's crafted, they will come out into the food fridge. That's fair enough. And let's do the switcheroo. Okay, that's finished product. Meds. At the moment. That's the finished product. Okay, cool. Right, and meds. Right, now let's get stuff out of the shadow while it's before it goes bad on me. Technically, emergency rations don't need to go into that, but it's food. It simplifies. And then dump the rest of the crafting box. Okay, so that's all the perishables handled. And there we go. We've got a whole bunch of hover bikes. That small bug beside Defender allowed me to pick up, which is quite cool. Ship supplies, fuel, oxygen. We'll leave the ammo where it is. Okay, so the shadow is emptied. Now I just need to sort out a couple of the original boxes. Crafting, right, output, put that in there, that's fine. Building's fine, modules also fine. Those boxes are new. Just put random things in like the ammo box and stuff. So modules. Okay. Oh damn. Right, yeah. So I'd put a whole bunch of stuff in here. Right, so let's get rid of personals, painting, money. Money's good. A couple. Any refined pentaxid at this point is welcome. Oh, very welcome. I'll put the emergency go to in there. I'm not gonna use that. I can't sell it rather. Wait a minute. That wasn't personal. That does as well. A carbine. I'll take a carbine. Well, I already have a carbine there. Fair enough. Do I need any spares? I'll take a spare shotgun and a spare laser rifle. One of those for spare as well. And the rest of this is just a module. That's a weapon, but it's a ship weapon. So that counts as a module. Hover bikes. Go. And see, these don't stack either. It was slightly annoying. Weapon. Technically, drills are not weapons, but yeah, you have to draw a line at some point. What is what? Vendor trash. That's that. A whole bunch of stuff here. Something attached to it, I think. Okay, so this is running a little bit sorted. Fusion cells. Oh, those are very nice. Very tasty. Right, I'll dump purified water in here because it does serve a function. Now, how much stone can I keep? Stone, crushed stone is very handy. Basic carbon, which is used in lots of things, even if in small quantities. But if you ever run out of silicon, copper, iron, basic just crushed stone can be mass produced into the various 3 basic ore. I'm not going to get rid of this stone, but I am going to keep at least some of it in here. It's not needed there, so I can have more room. Yeah, so I can have more room in my resources box, but I don't want to get rid of that stone because it will come in handy. I can just set my processors just mass processing it into things. Be handy. Now these are the big. Although there's lots in them, these are actually this chest here and this one here. You can actually get a reasonable amount in those things, but I do not need them, and it's time to have them sorted. Part of the reason that I'm trying to get them all sorted now, actually. So much stuff. Energy cell is technically power, but it's used for the tier 1 multi-tool, so that is, I'm going to keep that in personal. Um, security, I don't know about the security key. But let's just go and get rid of the painting. There. Okay, we have a lot of spare things. I may just dump this en masse. That's hard for sure. But intent will come in handy from time to time. Make one of those whenever I need it. Light armor, epic weapons. Light armor, put in the armor box. Dr. Mandor's Space Anomalies report. That is purely a quest item, but I don't think it goes anywhere for anything. It's something I now have forever. Okay, so armor, radiation protection boost. I only ever really need one, two of those. I must have looted those. You don't really need much of those. In most circumstances, one is sufficient. Another one. I don't know what the key is for. Right. You know what? I'm just gonna put that oxygen into vendor trash. There we go. And that's gone. Nice. Now, how far over are we on our... Okay, 15,000 over. That's not quite as bad. So we've gone from 87% efficiency to 95. So we've picked up 8%. And son of a bitch. What? Okay. I guess accidents will happen. The hell? I have a replacement block here somewhere in the building box. I do it. Bloody random. Shift right click to copy, and it goes back in like it was always there. And we'll save the template with our new stuff. Okay, right. Let's top off our oxygen. Dump those in first, just some use. Dump those in next to get a small number out of the way. Okay, down to 52 bottles. I may actually have to either find an ice asteroid and mine the crap out of it so we can generate some water, or set up a planetary base somewhere, generate more of these. Let's check our fuel. Fuel's pretty decent, but we're going to drop those in to use them up. Okay, so our inventories are sorted. The ship is in order, somewhat. It's time to go to Boreas. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But the good thing is, we do have fuel, which means our trip to Boreas is shortened, because do an in-system jump. Right, so that's where we need to go. Show it on the HUD, the waypoint, and have it removed on approach. But while we're also here, we're going to go to the galaxy map, except that. Go to the galaxy map, and we need to get rid of, show the info panel, because I originally set a bookmark for this system when we were trying to find it, and it's just been annoying me ever since. And so now it's gone. Right, that's one less thing on the HUD. Bring the thruster up. Where the hell are we going? That's... Yep, Boreas. No more montages or shiny things, just press K and we can warp there. Welcome to Boreas. So let's get into the atmosphere and see what we're dealing with. The research camp is 4 kilometers away, and unfortunately we can't warp jump inside a planetary atmosphere. Yeah, we really can't. So yeah, time to do the travel-y thing, and we'll see you at the research camp. Okay, attention! You are entering a quarantine zone. Automated registration completed. Landing clearance granted. Okay, automatic registration, that means getting a log of the transport shuttle should be quick and easy to obtain then. That would be nice. I mean, Can we have one of those just easy in and out missions? Right, let's orient here. Okay, we're parked at a weird angle, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. Now, stock up on personals. We're low on food. Some ratatouille. Don't mind if I do. Sweet mushroom. And we'll save that for later. And we'll have some ham. Okay. Right, so we need to find the station manager. Okay, there he is. Conveniently marked. So let's just go in empty hands. Limit accidents as much as we can. Okay, talk to the scientist. Stefan Koch, excavation leader. Good day, Commander. I must admit I hadn't expected a visit from a representative of the headquarters any time soon. Does that mean the excavation site is safe again? Has the quarantine been lifted? This makeshift setup is unbearable, and as I mentioned in my report, all infected persons were relocated in accordance with the orders. Oh, I don't have any answers for you. I'm just looking for a transport record. You're looking for? I'm the excavation leader. That's usually handled by the technicians. Why are you even here in person? As far as I know, all shuttle arrivals and departures are automatically forwarded to New Terra's central database every day. But all right, give me a second. There, I've sent the logs to your suit. Now, are you going to do something about the excavation site? Okay, what's the problem there? What's the status of the quarantine? As you know, there was a small incident. Apparently, the seal on a specialized container was broken. The mutagen recovered from the site was released, and our people got infected. None of the infected died, but we suffered losses. The Hishkal, who have lived peacefully on the moon until now, suddenly became aggressive and took over the facility. That's why we're keeping our distance until further orders. I'm confident you'll handle it. So apparently I'm going to take a look at that. We just get ourselves into these things. Duty fulfilled. I think we should take the time to investigate the excavation site as a change of pace. We're probably the only ones who have the time for it right now anyways. I'm not sure my suit AI has a good appreciation for the situation. We've got like 10 things we could be doing, but okay. This is the storyline, and apparently we're here for it. Do you have any stuff? Okay. Oh, I could get... Oh, the fridge. The fridge has milk. I'm having your milk, thank you very much. That's just a toilet. Unfortunately, the UCH faction is the primary mission faction. Even though, canonically speaking, as the player, you are a member, a respected member even, of the UCH fleet. You have no bloody rep whatsoever. So if you mess around with like any of their cargo containers, you're quickly gonna be like kicked out of the fan club. Um, they might even bloody shoot you. The reputation system is very black and white. If we don't like you, we just don't like you, and they don't like people who steal their stuff. Although harvesting resources is fine. Looting boxes not so much, but at this point, every little bit of pentaxid we can lay our space mitts on, the better. Then we'll go to the excavations. 2 kilometers away. Ooh, okay. I was outside too long. Yeah. I actually don't have an EVA boost. It's a moon, which means the atmosphere outside is the same temperature basically as space. Or not far off it. At least a desolate moon like that. Right, but we're back inside. We're hale and hearty. Let's put the milk in the fridge. Ingredient here. Let's dump off A little bit more pentaxid. How are we doing on pentaxid? 97. That's not bad. Right, so again, we've got a couple of kilometers to fly, so I will see you at the excavation site. Okay, we're at the excavation site, and as you've just seen, I've parked on the roof. Turn the oxygen off since we're going out. Now, I don't know if this excavation site is protected or not. So, let's see. Keep the armor boost, keep the mobility, insulation. Alright, if I'm putting in an EVA boost, which is going to increase my cold protection by 190, I do not need the insulation boost. You don't need. There's very few circumstances where you need an insulation boost and an EVA. They'll slot the EVA in. It's going to reduce my armor by 80, but the necessary protection against what is probably going to be the cold. Do I need to... I don't know about the multi-tool. Right. The whole point of parking on the roof was so that I can go in, and if I need anything from the ship, I can just get it. I can use the logistics link. Okay, there it is. Let's see what we've got. Investigating the console. I can't explain why or how the mutagen was released. All containers were triple sealed. Storage facilities was locked down. Did we miss something? Terra, Darl, and a few others didn't make it out. They were the closest to the containers. That's also where most of the Hishkal were. I can still see the position signals marked here. If we get the chance, we need to inspect the containers thoroughly again and, of course, recover the bodies. I'm now activating the quarantine. Signed, Sephrin Excavation Leader. Okay, fair enough. Right, so now we need to follow the signal. Anything interesting here? And to be blunt, no. Cryo chamber's got some painkillers. Okay, the suit is saying I think we should look around and see what happened here. There might still be survivors. Let's follow the signal. Well, we already decided that's what we're going to operate into. Oh, okay. That was almost not quite noticeable. Right, now there was mention of Hishkal, which Hishkal are those big golem creatures that we've seen in other places, hit like trucks driven by people driving other trucks. So let's not take too many chances with this. Sure, there's a ladder, but point in base game. And I'm wearing a suit with jetpack. I'm not using the ladder, thank you. Although I appreciate the sentiment. Right. Okay, so there's the first signal. A little look around as we go. We're running low on like valuables, like valuable high-end materials for making stuff. Some loot would be nice. Any loot up here? Okay, no, that's just a thing. Whoa, 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 damn. Aha. Right, yeah. Ishgal, there we go. Ambushy wee bugger. Okay, right. So these Hishkal are not the... Okay, officially they're called Raging. Sure, I didn't appreciate that, so we'll have a bandage. Are we in range of the ship? We are. Drop the med supplies off there. Now, what would be nice is that just rock or not? Because if that is ice, then that could be very useful. Okay, I apparently can't get through it. That's a bit of a bummer. Right. Okay. 6 steel plates. You know what? Okay, so there's the data pad. Too bright to read. Commander, the signal leads to the PDA device over there. I'm detecting another signal of a similar nature deeper in the facility. You should read the PDA before we proceed. Okay. From Kara Narayan, first entry. Look at this place. There are secrets in this place. I can feel it. There's a passage behind a destroyed terminal that appears to lead further into the structure. I wanted to go take a look, but I've been told wait until we get more lights down here. But first I have to secure the containers with the mutagen that we found stored here in a hidden chamber. This is so exciting. Right. A passage behind the destroyed terminal. Okay. Loot. I like that idea. Need to go to signal 2. Ooh, energy matrix. Those have value. Okay, nothing there. Well, there's a passage there, but I don't think that's quite the secret passage she was. Come on. Right. Oh. It looks like, yeah, we're just going here and there's. That's just rock. Is there something behind that? Can I get that out of the way? This should actually be ice. And that's a big fat no then. That's a shame. I really did ice. Okay, another Hishgal. Duel. I win. Haha. Okay. Yeah, signal. Hello. We can trap you in there. No. No, we can't, because you jumped over it. Another PDA and the suspected mutagen containers are over there. Red chaps by the looks of it. We should read the PDA and carefully inspect the containers. If they are intact, and examine the corpse. Right, I finally got you stuck. There we go. Ooh, fracture. Med kit for that. Okay, so the PDA. Check that first. Second entry from Kara Narayan. I had a small bang coming from the direction of the containers. Then, all of a sudden, the otherwise friendly Hishkal here went crazy. One of them killed Daryl before we knew what was happening. Then more of them appeared and began chasing the others back towards the cargo lift. I was cut off and had no choice but to flee down the passageway to escape. I've just climbed out of the floor into a small chamber, but I can't stop long. Those creatures could still find me, so I need to find a way out. That's a male body, so that's probably Daryl. Does that mean Kara has survived? She might have, I don't know. Right, examine corpse and inspect the containers. No mutagen present, but the container's shielding is definitely damaged. Kara wrote that she heard some bang or noise before hell broke loose. Fair enough. Still get to take the resources. We shouldn't stay here long. I've located a final signal position. We should at least check if we can still save someone. Fair enough. So we do need to check the body here for the quest. That's probably Daryl. Poor bastard. I hope forensics can figure out what happened here. Yeah, I don't care about pistol rounds. A fire stick, blue. These things have been in the game for a little bit. I'm really not sure um, if I'm going to need them or not. Or, I mean, do they have value? They're worth 2,000. They might have value as a commodity. But we'll wait and see. The Hishkal has been looted. Yep. Okay. See what else we've got going on. Oh, yeah, a hologram face. That's kind of cool. That a Hishkal face. That might be anything in here. Not in there, but did I activate some? That sounded like a Hishkal. I triggered some. That is always possible. Ah, there we go. There's one over there. Hello, friend. I have some ammunition to share with you because I am generous. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to actually drill down there. Okay, why are you... Ah! Stop creating potential hidey places and then indicating they're not hidey places by being foreign and not letting me dig. Let me dig! I'd create such a hole as been never seen in this particular facility before. Which would be impressive, because this facility has a whole lot of holes. Where are we going? Signal 3. Okay. Oh, two of... Oh. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, no, no. I thought he was going to wait, but he's not going to wait. He takes the murder of his friend somewhat personal. Oh, you... Right, okay. Right. What's up here? Why is there two ways? Oh, there's one of those guys is up here. Hello. Another one up there. Gee. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna try and come. Oh! I don't know where that one came from. Actually, should I have waited for him to come down? Am I gonna be able to get up here? Maybe. Oh yeah, I can get up that way. Oh, good. Now there was another direction. That's clearly the way to go. But is something around here? Why does this bit exist? Back to the shotgun for close quarter. Ooh, hello. The hell? A laser minigun. Sign me up for that. Holy shit, yeah. Small atomic bridges are useful, but laser minigun. Right. I'm out of reach for my logistics containers now. It just takes regular laser ammo. It does. See what it does. Effective. Hell yeah! The nature of the war just changed, bitch. Ooh, shiny. We like alien organisms. They're... Okay, I really feel that could have just been a container. Why just make it the... These people are messing with me. Okay. We shouldn't stay here too long. I've located a third signal position. We should at least check if we can still... Oh, you're repeating yourself now, Ida. Right, Karanarian, final entry. I was stupid. Tried to sneak past one of the raging Hishkal, but it saw me and attacked. I managed to hide up here, but I'm losing enough blood to know I'm not going to make it. But there's something you Terra needs to know. When I first climbed into the temple, there was a still working console with an interactive hologram. I couldn't get close as those creatures were chasing me. If you find this, upload it to UCH command. I want them to know what's down here, so this wasn't all for nothing. Good luck, Terra. Okay, so yeah. This is Kara. She seemed to have given her life for something. So, we'll honor her by looting her body. It's Kara. I'm no doctor, so I don't know if she was infected. That's for the forensic team to determine. Ida, please mark her position for the search and rescue teams. Get rid of this ammo. Would actually go into that weapon, but I don't like the SMG, so we're not going to use that either. So yeah, she may or may not be infected, but we definitely just rifled her pockets and took her stuff. So we may or may not be infected. Sure. Let's go with that. We may or may not be affected or infected. Is there anything here? Now we just have to head back to the drone base. Fine. Now that I know I can actually take the ship. Ooh, hello. Take the ship into the planet. Heavy armor. I already have a suit of heavy armor. I may just turn that into the vendor for a lot of cash. I like cash. We don't have quite enough room for all of that. Ow, we're back in range. Thank the monkeys for that. So we can link to the resources box and dump this ROP and tax it indirectly. That's fine there. That's also resources. Vendor trash. That and that. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm definitely just going to put the armor box. Situation is once we get there, laser rifle do we need. Cool, ship supplies. Oh, that's always good. Like I said, I do not. I'm going to put it in the kit in my kit store. It's going to be there along with the Yim's key. I mean, I suspect the fire stick might be more useful. That was a loot from a dead guy in a base that blew up, so maybe not so helpful. We'll put that there. We'll keep pulse rifle, but we will take that ammo. We're going to take a bunch of that ammo. Thank you very much. Right. Is there anything left to explore? That was a trapdoor. I had a trapdoor. That here? There's that. Definitely had it. There it is again. Hell is that activating? Okay. Well. Okay. Doesn't appear to be activating anything there either. Oh, okay. Did it activate? That looks like it was a trapdoor. Indestructible trapdoor. Okay, right. That's looks like it was. It was the exit. Fair enough. Yeah, we're going back to the drone base. We don't need to go back that little excavation site thing that was going on. That dude was just so useless, he just knows he's not actually needed anymore. What was that? I haven't missed any there, have I? Okay, we're good. I don't think I've missed any loot, and it's time to go. Did I park conveniently enough? Can I get in the bottom door access? Oh, yes, I just made it. Just in time to need food as well, actually. And some oxygen. We'll do the food thing first. It's a bit more mission critical at the moment. There we go. Top off our O2. But since we're back on ship, we're just going to turn the O2 supply back on anyway and take off our headpiece. Okay, so time to head back to New Terra and the drone base. And looking at the timing, this might be running a little bit over my usual preferred. But let's head back anyway. Are we near orbit? We should be near orbit. New Terra right there. How I would love to get rid of that neodymium deposit from the HUD, but there's nothing to be done. The resource that it was marking has gone, and as a result, there's nothing I can select on the map to remove it. I did actually do a test play of going back to the planet and removing it, but because it seems to be permabugged, so it is what it is. So we're four clicks away, so do the flight thing. We'll see you at the drone base. Okay, so we're back at the drone base, and upon reflection, the reason for suggesting I come down in as SV instead of my capital might have been less to do with planetary restrictions and more to do with the fact that there's nowhere to bloody park. Oh, trees, man, everywhere. I mean, I don't mind parking on a slope, but these trees really kind of make it a little bit awkward. So that might have been a practical consideration on the part of the UCH's request. We're going to see if we can get close enough. We'll be on half on the landing pad. Mostly on the landing pad. Oh, there we go, tree. Get the hell out of the way, trees. Right. Here I landeth. However, those... Okay, that's only a slight tilt. That went much better than I was expecting. We'll turn off the oxygen. Always turn off the thrusters. Okay. This planet has an atmosphere again, so like I say, I don't really need to bother with my O2 or anything like that. So we need to talk to Alex. It fits on the landing pad perfectly. What were they talking about? Perfect. Lots of room. It turns out they might have been lying to me about the SV thing. I don't know. You think you could trust the Galactic military engaged in some kind of weird secretive operation? Where's Alex? Ah, crap. Boreas is still... It wasn't removed for some reason as a... Damn it, right. Next time I'm in orbit, I'm going to have to remove it as a waypoint. I asked it to remove the waypoint. It didn't. Where the hell is Alex? You... Alright. Why is she not marked? Okay. Thank you for your effort. By the way, the excavation leader asked me to pass along how grateful he is that he can finally continue his work, but I still can't make sense of all of this. A dead transport pilot flying unauthorized missions with infected individuals who shouldn't have been taken out of quarantine in an excavation site where multiple layers of security failed or were sabotaged, and none of this information reaches us here. I need to clear a few things up. I'll have some answers by then. Okay, if you say so, Alex, we will catch up with you later. We get 1,000 UCH rep, which is nice. Where does that put us on our... Okay, we're friendly, and we're only a little bit away from honored. Uh, which is... Okay, we can mine ore at friendly. That's good to know. Um, okay, the only thing we need to be honored for here is if we want to put down a base in UCH territory. Um, we only need a little bit of rep, a smidge over 500, so we should be honored fairly soon. I'm not going to talk to her at the moment because that is us coming to the end of the episode. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for sticking with it. If you haven't made it this far, then, well, you aren't here to hear the message. So that's one thing. If you like what you see, feel free to indicate so. Yeah, always welcome to leave comments and engage down there. Happy to chat away. Feel free to subscribe if that's of your interest. If you'd like to financially support the channel, I have a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee. The links are in the video description below. I also have a couple of socials. I have Twitter and TikTok. Um, they're mostly just for notifications. I don't really do much content there. They're just for another way to let people know what's happening over here. But yeah, once again, it's been fun, and hopefully you enjoyed the episodes. And I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye now.